Next, Project of the Year in Mumbai Premium segment goes to Mittal Grandeur at Cuff Parade. May I request Shri Abhishek Mittal, Mr. Rahul Mittal, to kindly come on the stage and accept the award. Occupying a prime plot that houses Tarapurwala Mansion, a splendid heritage bungalow built in stages in the early 1900s. I would ask Mr. Anilji and Gundecha ji to please join Mr. Sunil Mantri ji on stage. You can all do the honors.
Sir,
all of them
is not over, sir. Please.
Integrated property services are the need of the hour. It is just not selling properties nowadays, but to serve the clients with integrated services that are offered by DHFL Property Service Limited. I invite Shri B.K. Madhur to accept the award. A subsidiary company of Dewan Housing Finance Limited is offering a comprehensive course to property hunters with most scientific calculation about various aspects of needs. Corporate governance was never known in traditional real estate process. Usha Breco Realty Limited, under the leadership of Shri Uday Dharmadhikari, CEO, the company has won no-error real estate development process. I request him to please come on the stage.
Accommodation time for giving us this. I just want to say, Mr. Hiranandani had said one thing, that 50% has to be done by the government and 50% have to be done by us. Probably this could be one of the beginning, in that. So we have started the beginning. I just want to also address Mr. Harish. We will not be a 183 number out of 186, Let's be in first three. Let us start this, we will be there, Correct?
Thank you, sir.
I now invite Shri Rajendran P. from Tata Housing Development Company Limited to kindly come and receive the award for Affordable Housing Project of the Year. Unorganized sector. Government too has not recognized it. Traditional ways of working are over. Godrej Properties have created a new way of doing business in the real estate sector. May I request Shri Feroz Godrej of Godrej Properties Limited to receive the award for Best Business Practice in Real Estate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Commercial Project of the Year award goes to Kanakya Space Private Limited for their project Boomerang. A wonderful layout with quality construction. I request Shri Amit Sade to please receive the award. Before we go on to the next award, I would like to call upon stage Shri Sabana Azmi to please come on stage and speak a few words to us.
Namaskar, good evening and adab. At the onset, I wish to thank Accommodation Times and Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani for recognizing Nivara Huq's struggle for those living in the slums, and I'm very happy that Nivara Huq has got recognition for its project in Chandivali, where we have rehabilitated 40,000 people. It is the largest single rehabilitation project in Asia. It has been a very long struggle. I don't want to go into the history of that. All I wish to recognize is that it's very interesting that here at Accommodation Times, we are giving awards and recognizing people who are at two ends of the spectrum of housing. And I find it very interesting that on the one hand, you give an award to Mr. Ram Jethmalani, who when he was Urban Development Minister, I fiercely opposed over the Urban Land Ceiling Act repeal, and he was very angry because he's a friend of mine, and he said, "Kuch nahi samajh mein aata hai, tum log apne communist ideas lekar aate ho," etc. But it's interesting that you recognize him, and on the other hand, you recognize Nivara Huq, which is working at the other end of the spectrum, because I believe that the vibrancy of India is that it is a democracy and that there are contesting voices. And I think the important thing that Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani said, that it is time that we accommodate these contesting voices, come together and say, let us all, with all our various points of view, deal with what has to be possibly the most important issue that we're dealing with. Mr. Hiranandani also said that it is surprising that housing, which is such a strong necessity, roti, kapda और मकान की हम बात करते हैं कि इंसान की सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत रोटी, कपड़ा और मकान की है, और आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि रोटी मिल जाती है, कपड़ा मिल जाता है, लेकिन मकान नहीं मिलता। तो ये एक बहुत ही अहम मुद्दा है, और पार्लियामेंट में जब मैंने बात की थी तो मैंने ये कहा था, मेरी जो पहली स्पीच थी, मेडन स्पीच थी पार्लियामेंट में, और प्रेसिडेंट का जो एड्रेस था, the president at that time had spoken about housing for all. और मैंने ये बात की थी कि मुझे इतनी हैरत हुई थी कि जब प्रेसिडेंट ने हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल की बात की तो there was no reaction, there were no clapping, there was no applause. Housing has not become an emotive issue. I find that very strange because it is something that affects each one of us. We really need to make housing into an emotive issue to catch the imagination of the people and make them aware of the disparities that exist. We are all talking about affordable housing. How we proceed with it is something that all contesting voices need to come together and do. And I congratulate you, Mr. Chaturvedi, for getting all of us on this platform. I would also like to say a little bit about Sangharsh Nagar, which is the Chandivli project. जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि ये एशिया का सबसे सिंगल लार्जेस्ट रिहैबिलिटेशन प्रोजेक्ट है, इसमें हमें बहुत संघर्ष करना पड़ा। 8 साल से ज़्यादा हम लोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक लड़े इसके लिए। ये बोरीवली नेशनल पार्क के कुछ आउस्टीज थे जिन्हें निवारा हक ने उनको हक दिलाने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक लड़ाई लड़ी। उसके बाद ये एक ट्रापाइटाइट अग्रीमेंट बना। द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र अंडर स्लम Rehabilitation Authority, a private builder, Sumer Corporation, and Nivara Haq. And it is possibly the only really truly successful model in spite of all the various problems that we've had. तो हमको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि इतने साल से SRA की स्कीम है बट हमने अभी तक ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं किया है। How do we proceed? What is it that we need to do? What are the lessons learned from us? Because we are involved with the largest rehabilitation project. All this needs to come together. I welcome Mr. Prithviraj Chavan's statement, our Chief Minister's statement, in which he said that he is against free housing. And we would like to say that we are absolutely convinced that people living in the slums are willing to pay, provided you give them unconditional land tenure. That must be the basic premise. We also insist that it must be in the name of the woman and the man because it gives her power if it is not in her name. So unconditional land tenure, and we need to understand that a slum is a slum not only because it is made of plastic sheets and bamboos, but because it lacks civic amenities and basic infrastructure. अब गवर्नमेंट से जब हम बात करते हैं तो सरकार कहते हैं हम इनको बिजली नहीं दे सकते, हम इनको पानी नहीं दे सकते क्योंकि ये इलीगल है. So the cycle of illegality keeps getting perpetuated, and the fact is that the slum dweller ends up paying more per unit of electricity and per unit of water than even the middle class does, except it goes into the wrong hands. It goes into the hands of the slum lord. They will be very happy to pay it to the government. And the government must recognize that this is a very important source of revenue which it needs to earn itself, instead of constantly saying, आप illegal हैं, इसलिए हम आपको जगह नहीं देंगे. तो इस तरह के मुद्दे हैं जिसके ऊपर हम सब लोगों को एक साथ होकर और आगे किस तरह से कदम बढ़ाएं, इसके ऊपर सोचना चाहिए. मैं अकोमोडेशन टाइम्स को बहुत मुबारकबाद देती हूँ कि 25 साल से इस अहम मुद्दे पे इन्होंने कॉन्टेस्टिंग वॉइसेस को रखा है, डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स से बात की है और लोगों के सामने ये मुद्दा लेकर आए हैं. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू वेरी मच.